Hello there everyone, welcome back to Hazel Creek Terriers Farm. As you can see today I am wearing sweater and pants, and it's not necessarily because it's cold out. It's about 24 degrees, but since all this rain we had, it is a ton of mosquitoes. So I'm kind of getting sick of getting bitten. Around here we try to do the natural thing, so we use young living insect repellent, and it works. It's really nice, but it doesn't last long, especially when you're outside at extended periods of time. So today that's not the point of my video. First off, I'd like to point out that you can see we have a generator running right now. That is powering our incubators inside the house. And the reason for that is because we had a massive hailstorm come in and damage a bunch of power poles. So we've been out of power for about, I would say about 16 hours now. So it's by far less than ideal. And so I took today and I went to town to pick up a bunch of feed for the chickens and all that stuff. And something that's been weighing on my mind for a long time is the fencer that we've been using for our cows. It worked really well for the pigs setup that we had in the bush, but we're now running quite a distance and it's not cutting it. We've had our cows get out quite a few times, and if you know me here, we're new at everything and it's all just a big experiment. I'd like to point out Prince William. He's our little buddy there. He likes to follow us around and strut his stuff. And you can even go up to him and give him a pet. So I'm gonna take you out back where I have my solar fencer set up, and I'm gonna show you what we're dealing with. You can see we've had a lot of rain. It's like a jungle in here, which is good once we get the pigs grazing. But it's driving me nuts because the pigs should be grazing on this, but they're stuck in this enclosure here and it drives me insane. So I'm in a mad rush to get this going, but I fear that this is where I'm going to be putting the wire through here. I fear that's going to be a big problem with this tiny little fencer. So you can see here, this is the S16, and don't get me wrong, this fencer has served us really well. It does good for small areas, but if you want to be a true cattle farmer, this is not going to cut it. So I bought a replacement today, and I'm going to show you that, and you guys can all laugh at me when I go to set this thing up, because once again, this one's going to be a plug-in one. And you think I know how to do that? Not a chance. I have to wire in a plug. And the problem with it is I realized that today, since we lost power, this plug-in fencer is not going to work if we don't have power. So I don't know, stress here, stress there, whatever. We're going to get it figured out. So as you know, if you watch my other videos, we've installed this power box here. This is a 100 amp panel, and I am going to wire in a new fencer. So if this so far hasn't bored you enough, stick around everyone. We're going to be installing a fencer. So it's a different day. I had a bunch of stuff to do, so I wasn't able to finish off what I was starting there. But I'll show you what I did. I kind of went behind the camera and hooked everything up, but I haven't fired it up yet. So check this out. So that right there, I installed that plug. I had to run her through the panel, and then I installed the m800 right above it. And then I'll show you that wire goes all around there, and then down the side, and then down. I'll take you down there shortly. But I'll show you what kind of wire I use for this. It's the Gallagher double insulated hard cable. It's a 50-meter length, and that costed like 140 bucks for that thing, so pretty pricey. But I mean, it's a permanent system, so I figured I'd just bite the bullet, because we're going to be using this hopefully for many years. I'm going to show you this. I got the Gallagher Smart Fix. This is my father-in-law's, so I'm too cheap to buy one, so he just nice enough to let me borrow it. And what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to show you the difference of the two fencers. Like I said, so here's the cable that runs along the wall, goes down into this trench, because these pigs are going to be grazing right here. So I put a trench and the wire goes in there, and then one leads to the ground and one leads to the start of the fence. This is the S16 solar powered fencer, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook it up and I'm going to power it on, and I'm going to show you guys what we're dealing with here. I'll try to do this with one hand. Sorry about that. All right, so I still have my old ground lead connected here, so I'll just clip that on here, right there, and then clip this. This is the power wire. I'll clip this ahead of my new fencer wire right there, and then I'll fire it up. So this is a fairly good fencer, like I said. It's done us well, but since we got cattle, it hasn't been up to snuff. So, but you can see this line goes through a bunch of tall grass, so that's the reason why we're losing juice. So so we're measuring 1 kilovolt, and before this tall grass, I thought this solar fencer would be working good. I thought it used to give us about 3 kilovolts, which I was very happy with, but as things have been growing up, it just hasn't been doing very good. So I'll show it in a different spot. 1.1 we're running, so you can see that the longer you go away, it's gonna produce more juice. Just test it again. 1.1. So that's barely enough to shock me. So I'm not gonna dwell on that. I'm not too excited about how that solar fencer is working. I'm really hoping that this new fencer, the m800, will work. But I will momentarily fire that thing up, and we'll see what the results on that are. Okay, so we have that Gallagher cable connected right there. I don't know why that's not focusing, but I have it looped around there. I think it's good enough, but this is the first time for me. And as long as we don't have our wires crossed, this should work. So we're gonna fire this thing up for the very first time. Little mother duck there, she's kind of broody. She's been sitting on a bunch of eggs, so hopefully she doesn't mind the clicking. So I'm gonna try to do this in full view for you guys. 3, 2, 1. Hopefully I don't get shocked. 3, 2, 1. Boom. We got a clicky light. Everything's plugged in. Okay, let's go test that. So now we're just gonna go back there and just test how many juices we're gonna be rolling through that wire there. Back through the path, here we go. All right, here's the real test here. You can hear it clicking through the tall grass there. Oh man, look at that. 5.99 volts, kilovolts, sorry, in the tall grass. That is wonderful, wonderful to see. Checked it in a few spots here. 5.8. That is wonderful. That is really, really good news. I am so happy about that. That should stop those cows from even thinking about entering this fence. I'm gonna try to cross this wire without shocking myself. All right, the one thing I'm gonna kind of worried about is this poly wire. See how this is gonna stack up. Look at that, even better, 6.1. Oh, that's lovely. So now I'm way out in the field. You can see the wire and the fence are way, way, way over there. And Mama cow's here with her bull calf there. Look at that cute little cow. So I'm just going to test the wire out here. It's really, really far out. 5, 6. That's way, way better than 1.0. I would think that would keep the cows in. You can see we have them in a rye field right now, and they've already eaten that section off there, and we're working on this whole section here. It's a little more sparse here, so we didn't bother trying to rotationally graze them. It's pretty sparse grasslands here, and we're gonna just try to get them mowed down and then off to greener pastures. Look at my boots, pretty wet. There's puddles everywhere. We've had a lot of rain. I think we've had enough so far. Test this here, 5, 6. So I think it's pretty safe to say that that new fencer that we bought was a good purchase. It was about $750 Canadian to purchase that 50-meter wire and that m800. So, I mean, it's not cheap, but it kind of seemed like it's the middle of the road when it comes to the Gallagher fencers. And honestly, that solar fencer we had, I absolutely love that thing. I'm not going to throw that in the garbage. That's going to be awesome for chickens. And so, from what I see online, from what I see from reviews, Gallagher is one of the best companies out there when it comes to fencing. And I'm pretty sure they use Gallagher for all those RFID tags and everything for getting into other places. Caffy Waffy just ran through the wire. Never got a zap, but oh well, they'll figure it out. So yeah, as I was saying, Gallagher is a really, really good company. From what I understand, they make it all in house, so that's always good to see. You never really like to see China sticker on any of your stuff, especially when it comes to stuff that is supposed to last a long time. And there's our other Dexters there. So, all in all, this is a win. Please like and share if you like this video. I am very, very impressed with what I got. It it was a last minute purchase, and I was sick of chasing these cows, and I wish I would have taken a video yesterday of me trying to chase cows. Like I said, I'm a very new farmer, and this one cow wouldn't even come with grain, and they usually do. They're usually grain trained, but she was just so excited to get onto our lawn and start eating real grass that I couldn't convince her to do anything. So my patience wore out, and I started chasing that cow. And here's some advice that I figured out all by myself. If you're going to be dealing with cows, it's always a good thing to treat it like it's going to last all day, and it probably won't. If you get aggressive, if you get all crazy, that cow is just going to run around and go exactly where you don't want it to go. So yeah, mama cow there, she ended up on the road, and I was struggling so hard to get her corralled back into the spot. So it's not a failure though, it's learning. And with the learning comes progress. So all in all, I think this is a pretty big success. Like I said before, I was barely pulling 1% KVs out of that old solar charger, and now we are at 5.7. So yeah, I'm happy. Hopefully this carries on. Hopefully the cows get to touch that a little bit, just to get a true taste of what that's like. So that'll keep them in for good. Another reason why I bought this charger is because we're going to be running multiple livestock off this same charger. So in the bush where I hooked up that charger, that's where our pigs are going to be grazing eventually, if we ever get time. And there's a lot of grasslands, and pig fence has to be quite low, so it'll always be touching grass. So I'll do an update video when I hook that wire up, just to see if that fencer will hold its own on that. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you like my videos, and also have a good day. We'll catch you on the next one.